Warning: the following content may contain elements that are not suitable for some audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey creepy, yeah, that's my style. Creepy crawlers, Kimiko's vibe. We laugh at the dark, find joy in the fears. In a world full of noise, I'm the one you hear. In a smoky room, filled with gloom, hell is here, podcast doom. Podcast doom. Hell is here, podcast doom.
Hello, all you creepy crawlers out there. Welcome to another episode of the Blowing Smoke podcast with Kimiko Kusanagi. So, today's topic is summoning spirits. I don't know about you, but at some point in our lives, we try to contact the other side. So, light up and listen in. I was watching the most recent season of Ghost Adventures. The episode was about Houdini, and they were at the Winchester Mystery House. They had brought in a relative of Houdini's, I think his great nephew or something like that. Well, what got me interested was at some point, Zach talks to the relative and says, "Hey, have you ever felt Houdini's presence? Have you ever talked to Houdini?" And what the guy says makes complete sense to me. It's one of those things that when you say their name, you're summoning them. You are invoking them. And because they are on another plane and they're another or dimension or whatever happens when you die, we don't really know how any of that works, but we do know how energy works. And energy, literally, once it's freed, it spreads out and it's everywhere. So who's to say that when you say, like, hey, I want to contact Kurt Cobain, just by saying his name, he's there. He's there with you. He may not be able to reach out and actually physically give you a sign, whether it be verbal or by touch or any of that stuff. He might not be able to do anything at all. But his presence is there just by calling his name and invoking him. It's a great concept. It makes you feel a little more at ease when you have family members that passed and, you know, you're sitting there late at night and you're like, hey, I miss you, Grandma. And just knowing that somewhere, somehow, Grandma heard you. She knows that you miss her. You know, that's a great comfort to a lot of people who had, you know, family members, pets, loved ones pass. And sometimes, maybe not all the time, they have enough energy to answer you or to let you know that they did hear you. And sometimes we completely ignore the fact that that happens and brush it off as, oh, well, that paper that's been sitting there all damn day, I guess maybe a gust of wind blew it off the fucking thing. Or I have been thinking about Grandma so much that I heard her voice in my head. So it must be just like a memory of Grandma talking or whatever, you know? I don't think that's the case, because when it comes to things, when it, like, the mind, my perception, my opinion, is that when you're sitting there and you're thinking, every thought, everything that you think about, or even if you have a conversation in your head, you hear yourself. You don't hear somebody else. Everything is represented with your own voice. Even when you're thinking about um, something that you saw in a movie or whatever, you don't really hear that person's voice. You hear yourself imitating that voice in a way. You should be able to tell the difference between hearing your thoughts and a voice that's obviously not there, that is not your own. You should be able to tell the difference. But we are so conditioned to blow all this shit off and, no, I didn't hear anything. No, I didn't see anything. And it's just easier to move on with life by, dismissing a lot of this stuff. Maybe you shouldn't. You get what you ask for. You ask for a sign, you'll get one. You just have to pay attention. And I think that's really what ghost summoning, in a way, really is. You could sit there in front of a Ouija board, or you could sit there and go through meditation, go to a seance, you can go to a psychic, you can go to whatever. You can do any method that you can think of to contact a spirit. Okay? You really need to be open enough to pay attention to the signs around you, to how you feel, how you see things, how you hear things, because it may be a subtle sign, but it's still a sign. It's still them reaching out to the best of their ability, since we don't know what happens when you die. We just assume. We don't really know how much energy it takes, how they gather energy, or how any of that shit fucking works. But it's one of those things that if they are trying to get a message to you, eventually they will. You just have to be open enough to receive it. So my thoughts today is be a little more open. Be a little more perceptive. Not everything is coincidence, and not everything needs to be brushed off. Also, make sure you take care of yourself mentally, spiritually. And be willing and open and able to have positivity in the relationships that you have with other people. Whether it be friendships, love, whatever, family. Because that stuff goes a long way, and you will regret it later that you weren't more positive in life when you're dead. That you didn't take that risk, that you didn't tell that person what you really were feeling, or saying things that you didn't really mean, masking shit. It's all fucking pointless. If people were a little more open, a little more direct, regret would be useless. Be a word that nobody understood. And I wish it was that way. Well, that's it for me. I'm sorry this is such a short podcast. It was more of a brief thought. But if you have any comments, or you would like to share a story about how you think maybe somebody has contacted you and you got your sign, feel free to leave it in the comments and we can have a discussion. Well, that's it for me. And I will see you again. You stay creepy like Kimiko Kusanagi, okay? Bye!